watching footy fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's footy fantasy, yeah, watching footy fantasy. Footy fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football need. Your football need. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. Sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. Your eyes go see. It's footy fantasy. Footy fantasy.
Welcome. Another episode of our Footy Fantasy Pod. Today we have a new member. Well, not new. You were here last year, I remember. During summer last year on the man. Let's talk about a couple of things. Before I even introduce the guests, before I do anything else, the most important thing today is to introduce you guys to my new pronouns, guys. Everybody has pronouns. This is my new pronouns. You want to know what my pronouns are? Share, subscribe, and like. Share, subscribe, and like to our YouTube channel, Footy Fantasy. Road to 2.5K. Footy 80 Fantasy on Twitter. I think that's road to 3,000. Fantasy Footy on Instagram. And if you love our lovely Afrobeat themed tune music, SJ Music, friend of the show, Soji, about to sing. He created that lovely intro music and outro music that we use. Hit him up. He always gives us lovely tunes. Today's going to be a cooking session for Chelsea. I kind of think today should have been a cooking session for Chelsea and Liverpool, but I didn't expect Liverpool to lose, so we don't have a Liverpool person on, but we can cook them in absence. We
absolutely can. Liverpool to lose. They've lost 3 in a row in the Premier League.
I didn't expect them to lose. I thought they had found their way after winning Champions League.
So you picked up with based on who you expect to lose.
Yeah, it's so important. You have to give the people what they want. You have to give the people what they want. Actually, that's not true. That's not how I picked up. I just do it randomly. There's no way I expected Chelsea to Sunderland.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it's Sunderland.
Let's do the intro. Let's do the intro. Oliver, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's always
been
a pleasure.
It's been over a year. My very good friend, also, Real Madrid fan, Otto. Thanks for coming on. Madrid seems to be bouncing again this season.
Okay. What was the question?
I said Madrid seems to be bouncing this season. You guys are bouncing. You guys are looking good.
Yes. You know what? Today, just is in few words, is the performance all Madridistas want to we were expecting from our team.
Okay.
And I'm happy to see all these players coming back and supporting each other. Today was an extra plug from Lamine Yamal comments that he did a few days ago, and I think that literally put an extra push into our team, and I'm happy. That's another that I want to see. So I'm happy to know that. I know the league is just starting, but just to win against this team is a different level. Obviously, we would have loved to win the Atletico Madrid game as well, but it was not played the way it was supposed to. But
we'll come to the Classico review now. Let me introduce the last person on. We'll come back to you, Otto. Benny, your tag says I'm in Sifia pains. The Chelsea man. What's going on, my friend Benny?
Not much. This life is about balance. Sometimes you're on highs of the Club World Cup and lows of losing to Sunderland. It's about balance. But at least I'm on the right side of that balance. I'm still on the first page, which is good. Congrats to some second page teams for coming back. Showing that they have life. So just shout out to people cheesing here today because they got a result this weekend. It's been a while since I saw your pearly whites there, so it's been a minute. And shout out to that guy who's about to get a haircut. Hopefully.
The
United
fact that
Strand. United
the fact
Strand.
that the fact that someone that just got a big L from a newly promoted team is having the audacity to troll is quite something.
Why are you so happy? Why are you so happy? Smiling.
Why am I so happy?
You see the way they're cheesing. You see both of them cheesing, smiling from
You
ear
can't see
to
my-
ear.
You can't see
It's
my
like-
tag. Can't you see my tag? My tag says it. Let's go with the my tag. 21 is coming. That's what I'm telling everybody. And people keep asking what it means. I said I don't know. Just 21 is coming. That's what I'm telling everybody. 21 is coming. Okay, come here. Why is bottom tiny feet?
Haters are gonna hate always.
Why is there no Liverpool fan here? Hey, if you can get anybody in, Linger, if you want to come in. Okay, Oga Kame says I'll cook in absentia. See Benny trying to chill. Come on, Jerry. I heard you are going to Bayern to drive Jackson back to London. Okay, let's dive into the topics. Let's start with the biggest game, of course, of the weekend, El Classico. Although the first thing I want to first say, and this is probably our personal conversation we have about one player for Real Madrid, and I'm going to bring it to the public. So don't take it personal, but I have to. I feel like you deserve to apologize to that man called Kylian Mbappe. Last season, you told me a couple of things about Mbappe.
Last season. This season is a different season.
Okay.
And I have to admire. I have to admit it in person. I never won him, and you know that.
You told me this. I remember. Yeah.
Because I didn't know that he was gonna take that pressure. Because Madrid pressure is a different pressure from any other team. Fans, the team as well, the stadium, it's pressure everywhere. You see it, and the way he handled it. I think the way he did it, he had to humble himself to realize that he has to start from the bottom, even though that he don't need to prove that he's talent. It was a little bit of proof, kind of things that he had to show, and this season is just I respect, and I swallow my word, and I tell you, I never expected that guy to be performing the way he's performing, to even hear from the Barcelona, because he's amazing. He's been doing amazing. The speed, the strength that he have, the mentality, the response that he have in everything he's doing with and without the ball, the movement in the pitch is pretty impressive. Honestly, it's impressing me. I didn't know that it was going to be, because like Trent Alexander, he was an amazing player, but he came to Madrid. He haven't opened yet. He haven't shown what he needs to show, and I think that's the mentality that Mbappe has to do. It's like, you know what? I have to compete against this guy because he had some other forward. He had to compete, but he was not coming with that mentality. I'm just going to show you what I have, and that's it.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you didn't expect that from Mbappe. Mbappe has always been a big player.
No. But hey, a good player, to come to Madrid and to perform the way everybody expected, I never expected. Because
why not? I mean, he's an elite player.
I already said it. It's the pressure of the team that not everybody that comes to Madrid with that shining star level, they come to Madrid, and when you hit the pressure,
Madrid! Hala Madrid!
That's my friend.
Hala Madrid! Hala Madrid! Vamos!
Good victory for you guys. Good victory for you guys.
This is Luis, my friend, one of the friends that we get at home, that I came home to be part of this fantastic. But hey, I had a lot of conversation with Dayo, and I gave him my point of view, and he was not performing like that last year. He was not. Period. He was not. So that's what I expected, but I didn't expect to grow that quick. So in Madrid, every player needs a little time to adapt, and he has his time, and he, without saying a word, because that guy don't say a word, he don't promise. I'm just gonna do my job. It's that simple. So that's why.
What do you think was the secret of the win today? What do you think? Where was the game won and lost today? Otto?
What was the thing? What do you
I
think I
said, where
what?
was the game? Where was the game won and lost? Where do you think? Like, what was the secret of the win today? Like, from what
Uh, this the positioning of the player to play in their position. To put Mbappe on the side that he really performed on the left. When he had the lineup, they always switch, and when they put themselves in the position they need to be, they perform amazing. I mean, Arda Guler, just, it's just no words. The passes, Bellingham coming back from. It took him a little bit, a while, and I think it was the positioning. And I think that I even did not expect it, the guts that the head coach Xavi had. When he had to move the pieces, we don't understand it. It's just the idea of the game. He was probably holding the players that didn't put the play in Champions League and last week as well. He made a lot of changes, and honestly, we were surprised the way he came out. So he's seen them. He see all these players during the week, so he knows what they are capable of. And I think that give a players an extra plug for them to believe in themselves. And I think that this was the plus. The words that Amin Jamal was saying during the week, that the Madrid was always, the word that I don't even want to mention. Uh, I mean that I don't agree that a player should be staying and talking about that, because every team has advantage sometimes. The ball goes in both ways, right?
yeah,
So, and I think that, just that, every single Madrid player say, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to show you on the pitch. And they had the desire to win this game, because we've been, how many games? Four Clásicos that we've been losing pretty bad.
all
So it was
losses. Yeah.
it was about time and that was the last one. It was about time to show him, because we have a great team. He shaped him up. Is the beginning of the season, but I think that a lot had to do with Xavi making the movement and putting the players that he needs to he needs that he wanted to to have for this. So I don't know how do you see it. So that's the way I see it. Those three.
Okay.
Mhm.
I,
Aname,
I think
from your point of view, what has been, I guess, the biggest change that Xabi
I
Alonso has
think
made from last season?
particularly for this El Clasico, I think the physicality of Real Madrid was very obvious.
Yeah.
If you look at the midfield, there were Tchouaméni, Camavinga, both of them sitting with Bellingham. It literally bullied Barcelona.
They did.
And as well, Barcelona are not physical at all, and they're not very athletic. If you consider what Madrid was packing, especially in the final third, and once they come off for set pieces or crosses, they were just, it was so easy. It was so easy. It could have been like 5 or 6,
Yeah,
really.
yeah. Madrid should have scored more goals. Yeah.
Yeah. Barcelona keep playing this annoying high line and they don't press.
Yeah.
They don't have the legs to press up front. You cannot do both, or you cannot not do both. You cannot
Yeah.
not press and then keep in the high line. It's so dangerous. So tactically, I think Madrid were prepared. They walked it. Alonso got um, his tactics spot on, the player selection spot on, and I thought Yamal was very disappointing. Was very, very disappointing. But I don't like scapegoating. I think entirely Barcelona didn't play well at all, and that high line will not do them any favors this season. But however, I have to say, Madrid still, Barcelona fell into their hands. So in the context of El Clasico, they were deserved winners. But as a team, I think they're so individualistic. And this Vinicius guy pisses me off so much. He pisses me off so much. So I don't think Madrid would do anything outside La Liga. I think a proper team with this Paris Saint-Germain will just, again, based on this showing, over time they might get better and improve. But I think as a team, they need to do a lot of work and play football, like moving the football up the pitch, sustaining the attack, and just going further. But yeah, overall, I think Madrid deserved it. Bullied Barcelona better.
I, Do you think Anome Jamal was more focused on showing up himself? He he
Um,
he wants to be the king.
yeah, it
Focusing on
100%. I don't think the football they should play should kind of be around one person. I never liked that about football. Football is a team game. It should reflect that in terms of how you move the ball forward, sustain the attack, and then let Yamal play in the dangerous zones where it can be very effective. But there was nothing today, and it was obvious Madrid was really up for the fight. Ironically, I didn't know what happened previously in his comment, so I only just heard it from you. So, but I watched Jamal score a penalty in the Champions League, and his celebration was he put a crown on his head or whatever that is. It's just so childish, and you scored a PK. I mean, Fermin, is it Fermin
Robin
Lopez? He had
Lopez, yeah.
he had a hat trick in that game. Rashford scored two, so it's very unnecessary, especially since the Classico. Since he didn't win the Ballon d'Or, I don't think he deserved the Ballon d'Or anyway. So
No.
I'm not sure why they were expecting him to win, but that's another story for another side. Overall, I think Madrid was superb. Superb.
yeah.
Benny, let's talk about Barcelona for a little bit. This Barcelona team, I guess this game specifically, this high line and Nancy Flick, and this inability to adjust. Do you think it's one of those things where I mean they had a lot of injuries? Well, they had a couple of key injuries. They had Rafinha out, they had Lewandowski out. Do you think it's a injury like personnel thing, or just the manager not willing to adjust? What do you think, Benny?
I think it's a personnel thing. And again, this is me trying to give Hansi Flick the benefit of the doubt because I've seen back when he was at Bayern the way he adjusted. Bayern was like my second team that year. Just watching the tactical like understanding of the game and how he gets compact without the ball, expands with the ball. Like when he switches players, the way I give him that benefit of the doubt. I think those injuries maybe affected it a little, but I don't think it would have changed the outcome because, like when I was saying, physicality. There's something about everybody has a plan to get punched in the face, according to Mike Tyson.
Yep.
And if you get people that are good players that are also physical and they hit you, finesse goes out the window. Like you'd be good with finesse and everything. And if you got people that are capable and are strong enough, they'll knock you off your game. And yeah, I mean, as much as people want to give him crap about, he talks too much or whatever, this boy just turned 18 this year. I don't expect this maturity from him to know what to say, what not to say. He wants to get in the good graces of Barcelona fans. So he will say things like, "Oh, Barcelona fans are like, yes, yes, he's right, he's right." Everybody else is like, "Oh, this guy is terrible. He's immature. He's everything." Maybe he needs people around him to coach him on like media, whatever. But I don't. What he says, what he said something about Real Madrid steals uh, for stealing and cheating about refs or something like that. Was that his comments? I think. And obviously that kind of suggested Madrid were, a conspiracy and all thing, whatever. But point is that this game, I think he was trying to prove something, but he wrote a check his game couldn't cash today because those guys came out like, yeah, we're gonna be on top of you. You're not gonna have a game to play today. So I think he would have had a better game if he had he was more focused on the game and less on what he did out there. But again, he'll come good. He's a star boy. He'll play. Probably gonna be one of the best players in the world in a few years, if not sooner. But I think the physicality for me was what was telling today against Barcelona, and Flick might need to reinforce in certain areas and find different caliber of players in certain areas. The days of tiki taka and like just holding the ball and everything like that, you need a star. Even Barcelona in their heyday, as much as good as they were, they still needed like a crazy human being in front there to take them to the beyond that line. Because if you just go and tiki taka, all finesse and everything, you will run into people that have had experience in tougher leagues, stronger leagues, and when they jam you, your tiki taka is out the window, your high line is out the window, and these guys are physically better than you in terms of like individual attributes. Vinny Jr. is faster, Mbappe quicker. Everybody in front, even Bellingham that is slower, is still strong. He's got this swag and everything. The midfield is stronger. Like strength is key, and if they have speed as well, speed and power kills. Speed kills, and then you have power on top. That's a killer combination right there. So they need to reinforce certain. They need to the profile of players too as well in these key areas. If you're going to play a high line, you better have very very quick and sturdy backs. Your back line has to be sturdy. Your front line has to have that intensity to be able to press. And you need people on crack essentially. You need people on crack up front there to press. Exactly. So yeah, good idea. Terrible personnel in my opinion.
Okay. Good point. Let me take comments. Then I'll say my own thoughts. I got comment says, "Oh, do you want to send Trent back? Liverpool fans want him back. They don't like Jeremy Ping Pong anymore." this guy.
Yeah, on mute. You have the chance.
Otto, you're on mute.
Olga, I want to make clear, buddy. Every single player needs some time to adapt. Not yet.
Yeah,
it took him a while on the team that he was coming from. It took him a while until that day that they played against Barcelona and he scored that goal. Remember that corner kick? Remember?
Yeah.
That he got famous and that every player needs a specific moment like that. Well, he haven't had it yet over here because he had to compete with a lot of guys on the bench. You see, our Madrid bench is very competitive. So, even Vini, you see the way he got so upset because he was substitute today. So that is the mentality and the hunger for the game and the minutes in the game. So every player has to fight. So Olga, he just needs time. I don't doubt of that guy. He just in Madrid. You don't have the luxury of a year or more than a year. You need to come back quick, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So that's an answer. An answer for you, Olga.
Okay. Let's take comments. Other comments. I got comment says Yamal and his Napoleon complex. Man is crowning himself king, but to end up getting captured and exiled. Henry, thanks for joining us. Says Up United. Hey, we have to take our wins when we can. LOL, they needed an immortal among men.
Exactly.
No trend slander beg. Besides Frimpong is injured. My quick thoughts so that we can move on to the next topic. I think even from compared to last season, Barcelona's pressing has reduced drastically. Last season, their pressing was really, really good. But just like what Benny has said, I think a lot of it, now that I see it, a lot of it was driven by personnel. It was by, what's his name? Rafinha. Rafinha was the one leading the press. And now he's been injured a lot. Rashford, that's probably the weakest part of his game. Even from United, Rashford doesn't like to press and doesn't even do it very well. So that's where the big weakness. Yamal doesn't press at all. So now you have two people on the other side who don't really enjoy pressing. So, and you're still playing the high line. Yeah, I think that's a recipe for disaster. And like other people have pointed also, their midfield is not athletic at all. It's okay to be a heavy possession team and with flair, but you need to be intense, right? That's what all the top teams from back then, like the Barcelona teams, were very intense. The City teams at their prime were very intense. So yeah, I think Barcelona is going to have a very, very, very shaky season this season. Of course, they will make top four because La Liga is what it is, but I don't see them making a deep run in the Champions League. Their weaknesses are way too obvious for anybody to capitalize on. Way too obvious. So let's move on. Let's move on to what I call the Eze and the Onamed Derby. And just to give everybody some context, when Arsenal were in the mud, right? All their fans, when things were rough for Arsenal, all their fans were supporting different things. This man right here used to call himself a Palace fan. I was like, okay, sir. But now that things are looking up for Arsenal, they've not won yet, but things are looking up. They look like they're on this cusp of winning. All of them have left their separate fans. I mean, Toby was a PSG fan for a little while, but now as things are doing well, Arsenal fans are back, being proud of their team. So I'm talking about the AZ Derby. I guess let me phrase it this way to kick off this game. My thoughts about Arsenal when I watch Arsenal, and I think it's from one thing because I think they said like 2 years ago, Arteta went and talked to like some NFL teams. When I watch Arsenal reminds me of an NFL team in the sense that it seems like they've turned like different their games into like like a set of set plays, like set special teams. Like the once is the open play, their job is to keep the ball or like keep the ball. But once it gets to like set pieces, it's like they've mastered it so well. It's like they have like a special team, like for NFL fans, like they have special teams they run different type of plays depending on who they are playing with, like depending on the opponent, where the weaknesses are, and they have, of course, they have the players who can deliver the ball into like very, very dangerous zones like Rice, Saka. So with all that being said, man, what's the biggest difference this Arsenal team this season to last season, in your opinion?
The biggest difference is really just personnel, additional better bench, better quality. It wasn't as if we were doing anything new. We've always scored set pieces since last season, and we've always had the physicality. And I think it just having, first of all, it was good transfer window. I thought we'll probably get someone better on the left to take over Trossard and Martinelli. Martinelli sometimes is not very decisive in the final third. However, that being said, I think Eze was a big deal. Eze and Madueke, I was very annoyed when they were going for Madueke. I'm like, Madueke, what is he doing for Chelsea? He hasn't done much. However, I'm very happy. I raised my hand up. For the first games he played, I'm like, wow, this guy had a point to prove. So the main thing was just that bench, having personnel to come off the bench and help the team out. So reverse this, Odegaard has been out. He's barely had a kick this season. But you have Eze who has quality. Ironically, Eze hasn't even gelled properly. Because if you notice the way Odegaard and Saka interchange on that right side, the way they rotate, the way Odegaard comes deep, pick up the ball, drive the attack, Eze doesn't do that much. However, his quality is still there in terms of the danger he poses during the game. So I think it's majorly personnel. Having that quality in the bench across all areas of the pitch is unbelievable. And obviously, we keep doing the set piece magic. And yeah, I think that's the biggest difference.
Okay, fair enough. Benny, this Arsenal defending, do you think this Arsenal team is going to break your lovely Chelsea's record of 15 goals this season? Because man, these people don't concede goals. They don't. They've not conceded a goal in Champions League, right? Because how many goals have conceded this season? Two or three?
Three. One open play. In Ireland.
Benny, what do you think? You think they'll break your Chelsea record?
Honestly, I didn't think about that, but now you're saying it. How many games we break? Like, how many games in now?
Nine. Still a lot of football left.
Still a lot of football. I think in the end, it's going to go down to injuries. I think you're going to have. Well, okay, this year you've had a very good back line. Lewis Kelly has been out, right? He's been on the bench because Caicedo is playing great ball. You're in Timbers, great ball. But we know both of them have injury. They're prone to injuries. Now, I'm not wishing injury on anybody, but the only way they beat that record is if they all stay healthy. I hope they do, and I hope they concede while they're healthy because it'd make a better story. Because I don't want to hear excuses like, "Oh, someone got hurt. That's why we conceded like 5 goals in one game." I don't want to hear all that. The point is that they have a very good system, and like I hadn't thought about it the way you said it. Like they've kind of compartmentalized the games. Like, okay, here's like in this phase of the game, this is how we play.
Yep.
This phase of the game is how we play. We need to run a special play here. I didn't think about that because set pieces. Obviously they're good at set pieces, right? They don't concede from set pieces pretty much. They score a lot of set pieces. So they've added several layers to the game, and I think there's a perfect storm of them, making those layers better now, and then having the right personnel in these key spots. Eze he's a finesse player, but he's also kind of sturdy, like a strong finesse player, if you get what I mean. Like I don't know how I can describe it, but he's Odegaard is very, very finesse, very like touch and this and that, like very fancy on this. As it seems like more, you can tell he eats fufu, like with the way he plays, and he's very, 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 very good tactically good. I was really upset that he got. I was hoping he would go to Tottenham, so the curse of Tottenham would like bring his stuff down, but he went to Arsenal. But this year, I think they're doing good. Favorites, obviously, but I am certain, and I'm not going to bet on this, but I am certain it'll come down to either Arteta, trying to overdo, or just Arsenal not having that strength, the mental fortitude to go the whole length of the season focused. And obviously injuries, everybody has the injury risk factor and everything like that. And if they're lucky with injuries, they will be unlucky with Arteta's like sense. Sense will just forsake him at some point. And I can't wait to see it.
That is the rival fan you talking, not the logical part.
Right, but I mean, we've had history of this. We've had history of this. Maybe we'll bring another light bulb to come and educate you guys again. I'm gonna show you how to shine and play light bulb.
I think I've missed some comments, but I remember some of them. Okay, said maybe United are in title race. Somebody, Oga Kwame responded like, please, calm down. Henry says he isn't just been outplayed in some games. I think Henry also talked about. I missed some comments. Sorry for people who have missed comments. Bruce, we already have injury problem, or we have navigated so well. That's impressive. And Henry said, old Arsenal would have fallen like a pack of cards and caved in. Now it's back to 1-0 to the Arsenal, but hey, no complaint. If they are getting the 3 points, we are each favorite. Liverpool are still the favorite with the close Arsenal. Come on now. How can you call Liverpool a team right now? So far, we have passed any test given to us. I think, okay, said Tony Pulis was ahead of the game. I saw that. I think he's being shady towards Arsenal, which is fair. Oga commented, no concern. I just know that God of resurrection always shows up for me around April. They will still fall. Okay, Otto, what are your thoughts about Arsenal? You're on mute, Otto. You're muted.
I agree with you guys. Is personnel movement of the pieces. Another Spaniard head coach. They do their research and they see the keys that they were losing on the previous season, and they see the need of the players that they have. So that being said, the continuity that he gives to the players and taking care of the players that he has, the great players, to give him confidence to be able to perform the way they perform it. Right? I think that has a lot to do with all these guys, because he's moving the right pieces and having a great goalkeeper. That's a big key as well. When you have a goalkeeper, especially Raya that have been on the team for a while, performance of these players like that are coming from that confidence their head coach gives them, and that has a lot to do with them. So you can see the guys that plays the most in there. I saw them playing in Champions as well, and their performance it comes from the confidence that the head coach is coming. So he's making the right movement, and I think that's the reason how to manage that personnel that they were.
Okay.
I think one thing though is people nowadays people are very reactive. If Arsenal lose one match and Liverpool win, it almost win tomorrow. It'll be like, is Liverpool the favorite now? It's very wishy-washy kind of swing. So I think it's just consistency from one team, whichever team can be consistent. And I don't really mind. You cannot win all the games. You can win 38 games out of
especially in Premier League.
100%.
It's super competitive.
And I'll probably touch on this again in Chelsea. People underrate how good Premier League teams are.
Mm-hmm.
People underrate that a lot. There are no easy games in the Premier League. There are no easy games in the Premier League. I will touch on it later, though, when we talk about Chelsea and Sunderland. But
Okay.
the irony is, people come and say Arsenal is depending on set piece, but they forget that Arsenal literally control most of the game in the entire match. They move the ball quite well from defense to attack. They keep possession. But when teams decide to camp and play in their own half, you need some other ways to unlock the door. So if you pack the boss, we break it down with set piece. If you come out and match us one-on-one, we'll play through you. So it's all part of the game. I don't mind. I love it. It's long may it continue. So nothing to complain.
Okay. Let's take comments
Set piece
quickly.
is not an issue, honestly.
Okay, go ahead, Benny.
I was gonna say the set piece part. People might give you crap about that, but it's part of the game. And man, so we used to play this Nigerian tournament out here, well, just all over the US, and we had like very, very good players, but for some reason we had a guy whose long throw was our biggest weapon. Like we had finesse all over the field, but our most reliable source of like attack was a long throw. Anytime you see a throw on the side of the whatever like this, everybody just goes away. All right, we know what's happening. We have a set plan here, and goalies would panic every time, like, oh my God, is this guy again throwing the ball? So it's part of the game, and I can't be mad. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, absolutely. You can be. And I have some thoughts though about it. Henry says, no, it's not fair because Chelsea scored 3 set pieces and we didn't hear a pin. Fair enough. These are my thoughts though. I think the biggest change from last season to this season, apart from personnel that Omar mentioned, which is true, that's critical. I mean, the game is always all about the players. I think Arsenal have found a way to even become even more defensive. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but like they've gone to the point where they don't even give you a chance anymore. They've reduced the amount of threats of teams now to like the barest minimum. I see so many games they play one shot on. They only allow one shot on target. Sometimes the expected goal of the other teams like 0.00, and that's been the trend, right?
Yeah.
And they keep games really close. If I want to nitpick just a little bit, about Arsenal, because this is what I think was their undoing last season, right? They had a lot of draws. I think the downside of this approach is this. If you always keep the game close, if that's your like major strategy, and try to break it open with set piece and wait for the other team to come out, then you can counter them. It's a great strategy. But if I want to nitpick, because again, this is a football podcast, we always have to nitpick because no system is perfect, right? Managers always adjust to what other people do. If I want to nitpick a little bit, I think the downside of this system, which is what I saw last season, is this. If you try to keep the games close every time, there will be games where things will go wrong your way. And you've played a series of games where I think your attacking players are not in rhythm, right? They're not getting everything because they're not creating too many chances. They're not like consistently hammering things down, like going for it because you are keeping the games really close, playing that mid block, try to press. And everybody knows Arsenal is probably the best pressing team. But so most usually go long against Arsenal, right? So their attacking players are not in rhythm. When it gets to the point of the season where you are playing every 2-3 days, and mistakes happen, your players are more tired and all that, and you start conceding goals where you don't have to really go for it, your attacking players might not be in full rhythm, and that could lead to Arsenal dropping points a lot, right? Right now, it's all fine and good. You play Champions League, like when you start playing every 3 days in December, consistently every 3 days where you play Champions League, then you play those league games and everything is cramped together. During that period, where you start dropping points and your attacking players are not in rhythm, that's why we have to score multiple goals. That's the downside I see about this. But right now, everything is all well and good, right? And Arsenal could migrate run away with it. By that time, it might not matter, right? By the time we get to December, it might be 8 points, 9 points ahead, and at that point, it doesn't matter. Like if this Arsenal team go 8, 9 points ahead, I don't see anything. I don't see the way to lose the league because it's going to be too much for any other person to like. The days of somebody winning 10 games in a row is gone, guys. Premier League, the days of 10, 11 games in a row is gone. When City used to go crazy, those days are gone. When you get to like 5, 6, Arsenal is on 4, and that's the longest one. Arsenal is on 4 games in a row win. Nobody has done 4 games in a row until Arsenal.
Liverpool did 5, their first 5.
Their first 5, okay, yes, their first 5. So like the days of going 7, 8, 9, 10 games are gone. And so that's why this 4 points they have. We're not discounting Bournemouth. Bournemouth are still a threat, but like the lead Arsenal have put over the regular guys, City, is healthy enough that I think if they extend it and we get to December, January to like 9 or double digits, yeah, I think it's a wrap right there. In my opinion, I think it's a wrap because I don't see the other teams being able to go on those crazy runs. I just don't see it. Like even if Arsenal get an injury crisis, they have enough depth to not like collapse.
We
like
we
they
are
did.
already on an injury crisis though. We don't have Odegaard, Havertz, Gabriel Jesus. What are you making place for Benny? We're missing Odegaard is a big player. Odegaard is our most creative player by a mile.
I think Odegaard, if you say Odegaard, I'll say yes. But all those other guys are guys that like Arsenal have replaced them already in the squad, right? Like
Fair
even
enough.
if Havertz come back,
Exactly.
it's not going to start ahead of Gyökeres. Even when Jesus is not going to start ahead of Gyökeres, they are not. They're just not. But I get it.
Lose,
Yes.
lose it.
Your
lose
squad
it,
as a
Declan Rice
whole
and see.
have some big injuries. I agree.
Lose
Yeah,
it,
exactly.
Gabriel or
Declan Rice
Saliba and see.
or Saka.
Then we can talk about injury crisis.
Yeah.
Or Saka. Lose Saka
Yeah.
and see.
But we've
Because
lost
those are the
Saka.
two
We
guys
lost
that
Saka
those are the
when-
two guys. I mean, and you,
Yeah.
you kind of drop points during that period. You did.
You did
That's
drop
why
points in that period. You guys
lost
suffered a
Liverpool.
little.
Yeah, you did. So, but the thing is, like, yes, like you said, Saka, Rice are so critical to everything you guys do, right? The set pieces, like those deliveries, is so huge for Arsenal.
So,
Like,
so important.
when those guys are not there, the deliveries are not the same. They're just not the same, right? So, I think let's move on so that we can keep the time. Since everybody has to go, we'll come to the most fun session, the Chelsea session. Let's take questions first before we come to Benny to lead us. Wait, I almost missed out. Oga Kwame said you can't be mad. You are not slots. Apparently, all teams need to send their game plans to slot secretary before every game. Harry
But
says,
why are people roasting this guy? The guy didn't mean that. He was just explaining himself. But people take it out of context and turn it into
yeah, they have to roast this. It's fine. They have to roast it. Henry said, but that's why we have the squad. We're an injury crisis at the moment, guys. That's what folks are missing. I don't know if it's an injury crisis. Come on, let's not. With Arteta, Havertz can start. Nah, I was even start against your correct. We have lost Saka. You lost Saka for like 3 game weeks, guys. Come on now. Come on. Okay, talking about injury crisis. Benny, it looks like the no what's his name? No Palmer, no party has come to the fore again. You lost Cole Palmer for weeks now, right? For a couple of since the United game, you lost Palmer.
He's gonna be out for 5 more weeks.
Okay.
At least. Which is wild to me because it just looks so innocuous. The injury didn't look like serious something.
So how do you lose to a promoted team? Because when United won Sunderland a couple of weeks ago, all we had was like, oh, they are promoted.
Ayo,
Yes.
I have an opinion in this.
Okay.
I just said a few minutes ago. It is the competition in the Premier League. You never know. You never know when you're gonna have a team coming back from there. It's just like, hey, for sure, Chelsea's gonna come back. I mean, there's no way, but you can expect every team to perform to a highest level. 1 second.
We'll come back to you.
4 different.
We'll come back to you. Benny, go ahead.
I will say Sunderland have been good. They've been decent. This like Otto was saying, there are no small teams in the league. When these guys came up, 15 players. Was it 15 players or so changed? They got a strong captain in Xhaka, who's and they got this. Okay, they have a well-balanced. I want to say well-balanced team of grit and like whatever. And having said that, Chelsea had no business losing that game. We had no business losing that game. I will fault one person and one person only. It's well documented my hate for the owners. It's well documented, so I'm not going to talk about the owners. Like I'm talking about the team right now. Let's talk about gameplay. I will fault Maresca for some of the stupid subs he made. I think when you're going up against a very physical and strong striker like Brobbey, who's the Sunderland guy, that guy looks like he was sculpted out of the jungles of Kumasi, somewhere in Ghana, just strong from head to toe.
He's a
Even
running back.
His eyeballs look strong.
He's
He's like a running back.
Yeah, he's a running back.
He had muscles in his eyeballs. Like I look at it, like dang, he need whoever will have a defense, he needs help.
Striker.
He's a
And
running
he
back.
takes off.
He has the mood. He has the
quickest.
build of a running back. That's my point. He's that's the
Oh,
running
okay.
back.
He's strong. That boy is strong. I look, he got jealous. Like, dang, that's a strong man right there. Like, and he take off. You see someone that's that fast, and that quick, and that strong, and he take off. Probably, granted, he has not much experience, but he was closest to the quickest. It was a quick center back pairing that we had with Action Pong and what's his face, Jehovah's son, Chaluba. Action Pong and Chaluba, who were very quick to recover and everything. All right, granted, we considered it was 1-1 and whatever. That's fine. And then you take off probably a quick center back who has been the best center back of the game so far. I don't know why, unless it was injury related, which I don't think it was. And he brings on Tosin. Tosin is a smart guy. He looks like a consultant that found his way to football. He looks like he like maybe he works for BCG or Boston or Bain.
Yeah, he looks like a project manager.
A project manager. He looks like a project manager that every time I see him, like he wants to ask me, all right, so what's the progress? What's net? What's this and that? That's all I can see from Tosin. And you put this guy in center back to go against Emmett Smith, to go against a Robbie. That ball over the top. First of all, it took him too long to get to recover, to get to Robbie and everything. And then we had Chaluba there also looking like, okay, what he's going to do. And that picture there kind of perfectly encapsulates the lack of experience we have in defense there. Like, we have a young squad, and to not understand how to deal with something like that is an issue. It is an issue. So I blame Maresca for making that substitution. Attacking wise, João Pedro, I think he squeezed out all his good juice like the first couple of games, and now he's back to all right, he's just playing.
Do you think, Benny? Benny, do you think sometimes some teams lose the focus on the league and focus on the Premier League, but because the performance in the Premier League is superb, it's amazing. So I, in my opinion, Chelsea. I mean, look, they lost against your team, Mario.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make them better than your team. Your team is just performing better. It's the Premier League effect. You never can.
There's so many things, yeah.
Too early.
You never know, and it could be just like the mood at the time, or the spirits in the squad right now. Like, oh, we're positive and we can take on anybody. It could be injuries, it could be anything, but it's so fickle from day to day. So
It is.
I don't know, man. I'll fault the coach mainly for yesterday. But we deserved the L, actually. In looking, Sunderland played a good game, and the fans punked us in our house. Those posh guys from Fulham Road, they don't know how to yell, they don't know how to scream. And Sunderland brought they had to be like 10, but it sounded like 1,000. And they yelled so much. I could hear them I'm like, is that our fans? But why would they be cheering? Sunderland, like, oh no, these are Sunderland fans right there. And they were vocal the whole time, and they got the win. I can't even hate.
They created more than you, so they deserve it. I think that they created more than Chelsea. They created more chances than Chelsea in Stamford Bridge. Oh no, man, I'll come to you.
You can see it in the table. The different, and I follow more the La Liga, but I also watch the Premier League. But you can see the point from the third spot all the way to the 11th. It's a 3-point difference.
It is. It really is.
15, 14, 30. And La Liga is not like that. So that's exactly what I say. It's the Premier League effect that you cannot expect. Oh, this is a better team. So look, the performance of the Manchester United, which is impressive. Out of my expectation, like the same expectation that I have for Kylian Mbappé. It's a confident builder. So and that's the way I see it.
And I mean, we've seen Chelsea a couple of weeks ago beat Liverpool deservedly, played better than
Yeah.
Liverpool. We've seen them beat a small team comparatively, which was Forest last week, right? And but then we've seen them have like weird games like this, even from last season. If you go back to last season, right? They lost to Ipswich too, if I remember. Like they have this way they lose to like randomly really poor teams. So what do you think like with this Chelsea team? Like what do you think is the why they're
Uh,
so inconsistent?
they've brought in a lot of players. A lot of people forget that they've brought in a lot of players, almost probably more than Liverpool. They brought in lots of players. So yeah, they did. They did bring a lot of players. I mean, those some of the signings. I'm like, why the fuck do you want to sign those people? Like, why are you bringing those players into Chelsea? Like, I mean, they're not going to win you the league. It's almost like a business thing, you know.
Bro.
But who maybe
You're preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the choir. Don't let me get started on the owners. You're preaching to the choir here.
Well, apart from that, I think they are very defensively. What's the word I'm looking for? They're very naive sometimes. I watched their game Chelsea versus Brentford. They considered a throw in as well, the equalizer by this former Liverpool player. It was like the last kick of the game. It was 2-2, a long throw. Sunderland as well.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about. Ricardo Carvalho.
El Caballo, yeah. Sunderland as well. There was a long throw and they didn't deal with it, and that was 1-1. And I'll just share my screen. I hope you guys can see my screen. I'll show you. I'll show you guys one thing.
Tosi in the building. Tosi here. Let me share my screen and show you some pie charts. Some pie charts here. Show it to us. Show it to us.
I hope
Sure.
can you see my screen?
Not yet.
No, because I think now you have to show it. I think
Oh, okay. Do I have to do it? Okay, let me add to this page. Okay, we can see your screen now.
Okay.
Oh man,
Can you see this?
We can see it.
Oh my god.
Ask me, what is this? What are these two guys doing here? Ask me, what are they doing?
That's the immaturity there. That's because
Wait,
granted,
what?
Chaluba is trying to
this?
make sure there's no runner in. But then he doesn't pick up anybody, even when the runners come in. Like
that's a goalkeeper issue. That's a goalkeeper issue.
Just look at these two guys. What are they
That's
doing?
a goalkeeper issue.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
That's not a defense. It's a goalkeeper.
And just to, I guess to like add to your point, right? So that we can wrap up Chelsea section and quickly talk about relegation favorites and Kudos and Donkey. What just baffles me about Chelsea, and I don't want Benny. Benny, don't get on your soapbox. Don't get it. Oh, nah, we don't have the time. We have to go in like 5-10 minutes. But what baffles me about Chelsea is you spent $2 billion, right? The last 3-4 seasons. There's no center back in that Chelsea team. Dada knows this. I've been saying this even when they won Club World Cup, and a lot of my close Chelsea friends were saying I was hating. Yeah, so this is not me just saying now when things are rough. I said it there, like I don't understand how you spent $2 billion, and I'm sure you can get a young. Yes, you want to go old. Great. Why did they get Harrison from Bournemouth that went to Madrid? Like you could get a young, verified A+ center back with the amount of money you said. All the Chelsea center back, I don't rate them. I don't. United have been very, very poor. If Delete is in Chelsea, Delete to be Chelsea's best center back. Matthias Delete will be Chelsea. And that's the neglect of the attack. You spent $2 billion, and look at your attack. You don't have an A+ striker. When they got João Pedro, I told that, like, why you get João Pedro? He's a good player. But João Pedro is a link guy. I want to link. Let's link. He's not a gunman. Chelsea need a gunman. Why are you getting João? I told that, and it's like, hey, why you get João Pedro? It doesn't make sense to me.
Especially when you have Obama.
He always gets hurt. That's his history. He gets hurt a lot. And even when he's fit, he's a guy that maybe in the great world, Premier League, getting 12 to 15 goals. That's not what Chelsea needs right now. Chelsea needs a gunman. Like, I was telling you guys should go out and get Osimhen. Like, you guys need a verified guy. That's what Chelsea need. You spent a lot of money. You have all these young guys. Yes, you're doing a project. It makes sense. But then they have built the project now with verified people. What are you trying to do? So that's my thought of Chelsea. It's like you spend so much money, and now piggybacking what Onome said. So even with these young guys that you are growing, every season you just sell them. So it's like a constant rebuild. Chelsea is like in a constant rebuild. It's like instead of just letting the players grow together, build relationships, then you just sell them. It's like, oh, you sell Madwike, and you sell this one, and you sell that one. Then next season now, if like who doesn't work, but you don't get Gittins. Who is that? I mean, Dortmund is my second team. He's an up and coming guy. Like, why are you getting Gittins? It's like, what are you trying to do? It's like, so they just keep doing this constant rebuild, and that's just my thought about Chelsea. I think Maresca is a okay above average coach. I don't think there's. I don't really fault him most times when I watch Chelsea. I just think the personnel that you're giving him gives him chances to make mistakes. Like if Chelsea had verified personnel in some position, they will always play. Palmer always plays. He doesn't overthink Palmer, right? He doesn't overthink Calcedo. I always tell you he doesn't, because those are verified people. But when you give young players like, okay, like everyone Starbuck is good, but he's 18. He needs to grow. He needs to learn physicality. Like once you do that to managers, they are going to overthink it, because those are guys that are growing. You need to give them in some key position verified people. You need to keep them verified. You can't just give them all these young pieces that are learning and are going to make mistakes, consistently. Personally, it makes no sense to me. But hey.
I also think this is not hating Benny, by the way. I just think Chelsea doesn't play sustainable football, or some Premier League teams don't play sustainable football. What do I mean by sustainable football? Being able to move the ball from the back, control the game, move it to the midfield, control the game, then sustain an attack. Chelsea is always dependent a lot on Neto in transitions, where Neto will beat you one-on-one. But unfortunately, Neto can't cross to save his own life. He's always overhitting the crosses. He'll cut in, then cross it, and he goes to the other side. Or Garnacho is never a crosser. So just forget it. Garnacho will always want to cut in and dribble and shoot. So they don't really play sustainable football. To be fair, I think the midfield is really good. With this guy, Argentine guy, and Caicedo. I think your Pedro is he annoys me sometimes, because I don't think he does enough. But I think when Cole Palmer comes back, he'll probably go up front and be there. But I think they also missed the lap. Yeah, the lap looked decent. But again, it's still not certain. Benny is going to hit me up now.
No, Benny's not allowed to talk, because we're out of time. Benny's not allowed to talk. Benny's not allowed to talk.
But anyway, I think there's a lot of gaps in Chelsea's game.
Yeah. So it's a good point for us to move on to relegation favorites. And let me take comments, because wow, we have comments flying in, and I've missed a lot. So hey, sorry for any comments I missed. Someone's Chidi Bear, thanks for joining us. He says, explanation kill, I'm there. I don't like how you're looking this happy. Chidi. United 3 games in a row. 21 is coming. That's what I'm gonna say. 6 shaking my head. Ogakwame says Benny's team simply has no real strikers, from Jalpedo to Delap to Kiwi. All them man are dead. Even George, aka Ben Down, selects Saka. That guy does look like Saka. Like, wow, I've never seen such a resemblance. Chidi says dead food. Ogakwame says not consultant. I missed the comment before this. Sorry. Chidi says, so I agree with you. I don't know what you agreed on. Benny said, Benny, do you want Maguire? Him and Garnacho. Garnacho, oh, we cook.
What is wrong with this shitty boy?
Henry said that Club World Cup victory did more harm than good too, because it gave them a false sense of security, especially in that backline attack. Midfield is I think midfield is one of the best. I agree with your comments. Chidi says there's no attractive part of shell sheets, not attack, not midfield, not defense. That's not true. That midfield is good. Chelsea is like the Nigerian government. They spend so much money, but voila, you don't see it. Let's this one. We're just going to run through this one very quickly. Onome, who do you think are relegation favorites?
Wolves.
Okay.
Burnley, Leeds, and I will put in Nottingham.
No, you can only choose 3. You can only choose 3.
3.
I just need 3. Give me 3. You can't choose 4 people. Only people go down.
I really want Nottingham Forest to go down. I really want that guy to go down. I swear to God. So I would say Wolves aren't coming back. They don't buy good players. They don't do anything. Nottingham Forest. The fact that you thought Sean Dyche was going to save you, you deserve to be relegated. So I want them to be relegated. And then it's a tough between Burnley and Leeds. So I would just say Leeds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think someone will survive.
So okay. Yeah. Benny, what are your thoughts quickly?
Wolves, Forest, and I'm torn. I don't think West Ham will go down. I think they have enough firepower to turn it around. But Wolves, Forest, and actually maybe West Ham. Honestly, I don't know how they. I don't know how they. Maybe West Ham.
I actually forgot West Ham. Actually, I actually forgot
Maybe
about
West Ham.
100%.
West Ham. Actually.
Those ones are shocking. But on their favor is that they have signed Nuno. Maybe Nuno will get their act together and they can do stuff. But yeah, they
I
are
don't
also
see. I don't see Fulham going down either. So I'm gonna stick with West Ham for now. Maybe Nuno's magic is gone.
Our La Liga expert, Otto, because I know while we're talking, you're looking at the table. I can see your eyes. Your eyes are looking at the table. So
you're talking about the Premier League, but you don't watch
Premier League.
La Liga.
Premier League. Give
Premier
us
League.
your relegation favorite.
My favorite?
Right now. You can look at the table. It's okay. Look at the table.
Arsenal is the familiar. I like your team.
No, relegation. I'm saying relegation. Otto, who's going to get relegated?
Well, oh my God.
No favorites to win.
Oh my goodness. That Newcastle, I see it right there.
Relegated?
No. I'm sorry. Fulham.
Okay.
It's so close. That Leeds.
Okay.
And the Everton.
Relegated. Interesting. Okay. So this is my own, very simple. I think Wolves are, like everybody said, Wolves are gone. They have like 2 points, right? They're gone. They keep losing all these games, 6-pointers with the relegation team. They lost to Burnley today. I think Burnley's gone. I think yeah, they won some games here and there, like today, where they can't sustain it. All the underlying metrics, they concede too many shots. Yeah, Burnley's gone. And unlike all of you, I know you cannot remember later. West Ham are going to go down, in my opinion. West Ham made so many shocking signings this season.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I think people, especially like lower down the league, people give too much credit to what managers can do, right? I think at that level of the league, your talent is the most critical thing. And West Ham people like Kilman and Fulkrug, they wasted so much money on like
Kyle Walker-Peters from Southampton.
Yeah, some very poor
We already
players.
have Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, some very poor players. So yeah, I think they're going down. I think West Ham's going down. I think Nottingham Forest are going to be close, but they'll survive because they just have enough goals and like Premier League-ish players to keep them up. I think people like Wood and Morgan Gibbs-White will have a run and score a couple of goals here and there. I think eventually Forest will be fine. Not because of Sean Dyche, I don't think it's just the quality of their squad. It's just that much better than West Ham. I think West Ham are going to go down.
I think those 3 teams in the bottom of the table, it's too early. To kill those guys. They're coming back. They make some adjustment in December. You never know.
I know. I always look at the league. Is like 3 quarters, right? In my opinion, just 3 quarters, which is the first half, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter. I think after 10 games, in my opinion, that's the first quarter of the league. That's where we are now, right? I think the second quarter, end of second quarter will be where we get to the halfway point, which is going to be around somewhere February or late January, where we get to 19 games. And then the final stretch is that stretch from March to the end of the season. I think at the first quarter, yes, it's too early to make, but there's some things you can see. There's some trends I'm already seeing. I'm like, yeah, I think those people are going down. Okay, let's go to Kudos and Donkey of the Week. Let's start with Donkey so that we can end on the positive. Let's start with negative so we can end on the positive. Benny, who's your Donkey of the Week?
Chelsea fans, man.
Why?
Chelsea fans at the stadium. You let a fraction of fans come there and out voice you in that game. That was annoying, man. Obviously this is kind of personal to me, but like you come to my house and somehow you're controlling my TV That makes no sense. How do you go to my house and control my sound system? Absolutely no sense. Chelsea fans at that stadium, maybe they're too posh, maybe they're too like, well fed. Maybe they need some suffering. Maybe they need like hunger, like actual hunger, not like hunger for the game. Actual food hunger, to where they can value things more and have a little more passion. Because Sunderland fans came out there and they were loud, and it was impressive. I was jealous. In fact, it made me, Chelsea fans made me jealous of Sunderland. Chelsea fans made me jealous of Sunderland fans. No, don't care the week for me. Don't care the week for me.
Okay. Other man, who's your donkey of the week?
My donkey of the week is Nottingham Forest. I mean, your appointments. You thought you were better than what you are, and you let Nuno go to start gambling with Posh, Postecoglou, and then Postanoglu, and then you bring in Sean Dyche to do what? It's just a nonsense. So I really want them to get relegated. It's a shame. Like, I do agree with you, they might not, just because. But you never know. The L's are very contagious, so they might just keep getting. They've gotten another one today, so yeah, you never know.
I hope they get another next week.
Oh, it's you guys, man. No,
Yeah,
that one they need to
next
collect 2 points from your hand. I don't want the confidence. The confidence can't go up. It has to come down to reality.
No, it's okay. We're just trying to finish top 10. It's okay. That's where we are. We're trying to finish top 10. Otto, who's your donkey of the week? If you have one.
I have to switch league now. So my week has been concentrated on the Classico, and my donkey will be just the trash talk that Lamine Jamal have been doing. It's not proper. It's not right. You don't make those comments. You have to be placed on a place that you have to respect. Who is about to respect? You show your strength, and you show the knowledge of the game on the pitch without talking. One of the perfect example in history have been Tony Kudos. That guy never said a word, but he shows he proved on the pitch. Never made a comment. And this guy, so he can have the greatest talent in the planet, but his mouth and the people around him is making it to lose that shining star that he is. So that's my donkey.
Okay. For the comments, there are a couple of donkeys. Chidi first says that's if they don't sack. No, I guess that was our conversation earlier. Say they won Onome. Who's talking about? I don't know. Chidi says give Liverpool their donkey and let's move on. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good donkey. SJ Soji says, Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? That's a good one. That's a good one. Donkey of the week. That's a good one, Soji. Very
Annie, are you okay?
Very creative.
Maybe one possible donkey of the week, I think, was the Real Madrid, the VAR and the referee of the Madrid Barcelona game. That penalty he gave
yes.
was atrocious. Really,
that was the attrition. That was the penalty. That was the attrition.
I'm waiting for the referee that will actually go to the VAR and say no, that is bullshit. I'm gonna stand by my decision. That is never a penalty.
Yeah, it's never a penalty. That was never a penalty. So staying with referees, and that's the theme of referees. I have two donkeys. Anthony Taylor, brother, that yellow card. That's game. Come on, Jacoba Minty had lost the ball. What are you doing, bro?
It's a red card.
Yeah, if you're saying that's a foul, that would have been red. But
okay. I thought you were trying to say it's not a yellow or something.
It's not yellow. Oh, that's what
yellow.
I'm saying. I'm doubling down. It's not a yellow. It's not even a foul at all. He had lost
not
the ball.
A foul.
Yeah,
wow.
The ball.
If you give a foul, you give a red card.
The ball was already in the hand of
It was a red card, but he didn't pull it off.
He didn't. No, come on. He had lost the ball, guys.
Yeah, but it was still a foul, though. Like, even if you lose the ball,
you're talking about which one you're talking about? Which one you're talking about?
United game. United and Brighton.
And Brentford. And Brighton.
And Brighton game. I think that was a terrible call. The second terrible call. Also, let's not debate too much because of time. The second terrible call, in my opinion, was the penalty. We had a clear penalty. This guy kicked Ahmad in the box, and if just like, play on. What?
No. I won't say that was a penalty. No.
That was not a penalty?
I wouldn't say that was a penalty. No.
Okay. I said
By the way, the second goal should have been disallowed. There was a foul on Jorginho Ruta. Shaw pulled him.
Everybody's bias is coming up.
Okay, no. But it goes to your point.
That was a
It
foul.
goes to your point, Ayo, that Anthony Taylor was a donkey of that
It was
because
a
look at
donkey.
how many decisions we're debating here. Donkey of that game, yeah.
But then, of course, my other donkey is Wolves. Kudos of the week. So I'll just say my third, but you can say yes. I've been very critical of Ruben Amorim. You know, I haven't called him I call him the insurance salesman. Everybody knows that's the name I gave him because how he talks so confidently, and then we're losing. But he deserves credit. He's won 3 games in a row. He's found a temporary fix, I think, and he's made some tweaks. You know, he's still playing the back 3, but out of possession. He's made some tweaks to where we set up. He's gone from where we're doing this 3-2-5 nonsense where it was so open, and now it does 5-4-1 out of possession and set up a mid block, which has made us better shape, like the pressing and defensively. So I'll give him his credit. He beat Liverpool and beat Brighton. These are games like last season. I think we drew and we lost, so he's turned it around. So good one. Good one. You said what?
He beat Chelsea too. It's okay.
No, I'm saying like in a row now. This is 3 wins in a row. 3 wins in a row.
Okay.
Yeah, so we beat Chelsea last season. We always beat Chelsea now. So we always beat Chelsea at Old Trafford. That was normal. That's normal for us. Normal level. Kudos. Onome, who's your kudos?
Eze. I think he did well. And he scored against the former team. That was a good goal and turned out to be the decisive one. So Eze gets my kudos of the week. I think he scored. That was his first one as well for Arsenal. So, and he didn't celebrate. So he's always class. So
yeah, I knew he would not going to celebrate. Yeah. Benny, kudos.
Player of the week. I'll actually give it to the whole team because
say something about the Classico. If you cannot say something in the Premier League, you can. I can accept. No.
Hey, I'm going to be impartial here. Kudos of the week. I'm going to give it to Aston Villa. They've turned it around from a really bad start.
That's true.
And they beat City today too. I mean, granted, City had like normal customers, but yeah, they beat.
That's 4 in a row for them. Actually, I think that's 4 in a row wins.
4 in a row. Same after a draw against. I think it was Brentford or I don't know who they drew against, but there was a draw and then they've won 4 in a row. Same, probably tied as the best form right now in the league
with Arsenal. Yeah, that's true.
So they're up 8 to 8. They were down in the trenches.
They were 16th, now 17th, like a couple of weeks ago. I remember.
So now they're up to 8th with like the best, 5-game record right now. A tied best 5-game record. So that's good. That's a good turnaround. I don't know what they did. I don't know the kind of talks they had, but whatever they did is working, and hopefully we can copy from it. Like we are in Chelsea.
I think the injured players just came back, right? Onana, Kamara had been out injured. They came back, so I think that's just what
I think it was more than that. Onana was there when they lost to this now, to 3-0 to Crystal Palace, I think.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I thought they were hurt. Otto, we are going to end with you. Who's your kudos of the week?
Oh, I have to go back to La Liga again.
Yes, do it, please.
I should say the whole entire team, but I have to go straight to one guy, Bellingham. Amazing coming back from this injury. Again, the confidence of the head coach to him, for him to come up with an assistant and a super goal, just like that. I'm here to support the score goals. It's just amazing seeing the evolution after all this game and this season, to see his performance going to a different level today, and his presence, you can tell when he's there. So I was doubting on him because of the same slowly evolution that he's been having, but today he showed proof that he's there to support the team, and that's my kudos.
Okay. We've come to the end of the show, guys. We try to keep it 1 hour 15. I mean, lots of things to talk about. For people that missed the beginning of the show, and as we do this better, let me remind them again. I have 3 important pronouns that it's so critical for everybody to know, guys. My pronouns are like, share, and subscribe. YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Those are my 3 pronouns. YouTube, like, share, and subscribe. Facebook, like, follow. And Instagram, like, follow. Twitter, Instagram. Like, share, subscribe. Algorithm for it helps our algorithm so that people can find us. That's how you can support us. Like, share, subscribe. To everybody like in the comments, Otto, thanks for coming on again. As always, we love to have you here as always. Oname, it's been a 1 year hiatus. Thanks for coming back. Glad to have you here. And Benny, my brother, it's okay. I'll send you some suya to Dallas.
I like seeing him like this. I like seeing him Manchester lose. I like to round up and say, "What champions my?"
Yeah, world champions of the United States. So United States, yeah.
United, loud.
We knew that was the preseason.
No trophies, nothing. Loud, just loud for nothing.
All right, guys. See you. We're out. See you next time.
Okay. Have a good one.
You're watching Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football needs. Banter from rivalries, he sure you go receive. From EPL to Champions League, your eyes go see. It's Footy Fantasy. You're watching Footy Fantasy. Footy Fantasy. It is your steady thing, go meet your football needs. Your football needs. Banter from rivalries.